Finally, the year that you have been waiting for, the year that I have been waiting for, has finally come. And all of our resolutions are looking us in the face, hoping that we actually will take actions on them. They're looking us in the face, so I'm wondering, okay, Grace, so when are you going to get to me? When are you going to get to me? But just calm down. Just calm down. I'll be there in a minute. Just that a minute might turn to some days and maybe a couple of weeks. Who knows? Procrastination creeping in and knocking and smiling at me. But anyway, that's not the focus of today's video. What I wanted to talk about was healing. One of my resolutions for 2024 is to make new friends. However, how can you tell me to make new friends when I haven't even gotten over the hurts that I have been through in the past? How do I want to go beyond all of that? 2023 was the year where I had people say you need to heal the most. Like, at that point I was asking, okay, yeah, I've heard you, yeah, I can see that something is wrong, but how can I heal? But when I looked around, I didn't really see so many videos and helpful videos that could guide me on how to heal. So I decided to come up with one. And these are tips that I have tried, and I'm definitely going to still try, because there are still things that I need to heal from, right? Especially now that one of my New Year resolution is to make new friends, right? So the first thing first that you've always heard is that you need to know that there's a problem. If you need to heal from something, let's say a heartbreak or a friendship heartbreak, relationship heartbreak, whatever heartbreak that it is, you first need to identify that you have a heartbreak, right? Does that make sense? I believe it does. So when you identify that there is an issue, you're able to tend to the issue. So when you've identified the problem, the next step is that you acknowledge whatever it is that went wrong. So for instance, one of the things that I want to heal from is commitment in friendships, and actually putting myself and my energy into friendships. That means me supporting you, me being there for you, me being the loving Grace that I always want to be. Maybe not to everybody, but to the fewer people in my circle. And sometimes I feel like there is an excuse of I am mature, when in the real sense what you're dealing with is not really, the effect of what's happening is not really maturity, it's more of hurt. So the way that you withdrawing from people, you're not calling people, it's not really maturity, it's just hurt. You're not wanting to be too attached to people, it's not maturity, it is just hurt. Because you've been hurt over and over again. Maybe you've been with friends that did not value the kind of person that you were, so now you're having to switch it up, baby. And then you feel like if you switch it up, baby, people would no longer take it for granted. Maybe if you switch it up, people would want to build longer friendship with you. But first, you just acknowledge what is wrong, and I admit that this is not maturity, it is just hurt. After that, second thing is also to identify the effect on you. It is very similar to the first, but it's different. Identify that it is not maturity, it's more like it is not maturity, it is just hurt. It's more like you are admitting the problem. Now, identifying the effect on you is, okay, so this, my friends took advantage, my friends made me feel like I am a stupid person. That made me withdraw from them, because I didn't want to be around people that did not respect me, respect my values, respect the things that matter to me. So that is you identifying the effect on you. When you've identified the effect on you, the next step now is to, okay, so how can we get beyond this? Most times it is usually to ask yourself, what should I have done better in these instances? What should I have done better? Should I have communicated my values more? Should I not have accepted certain things that I accepted from the start? Should I not? This is just self-evaluation and analyzing everything so that you can move beyond that and act better. Should I not have hung up the call when I hung up the call? Understand that it is not you against the person, it is you against the problem, right? And if you are still wishing to be friends with that person, that means it is you and the person against the problem. The person is not your opponent. The problem is the opponent. So if it is lack of respect, lack of respect is the opponent, not the person who is disrespecting you. Because if you choose the person as your enemy, they'll get to a point where you resent the person. Instead of resenting what the person is doing, you're going to resent the person, and you'll not even be able to let the person know what they're doing. They will just automatically feel like you hate them. When you do not hate them, you just hate what they're doing, right? So lastly, it is to act anti-emotions. So what it means by acting anti-emotions is, let's say for instance, the result of everything that you've laid down and that you've come to understand is that when you get to points where you need to connect with people, you see yourself withdrawing from them. So now anti-emotion is when you feel like withdrawing, you actually stay in the uncomfortable feeling. You sit there and endure it till the end, and with time try to enjoy it. So go beyond just enduring the uncomfortable feeling to enjoying it, right? So that's pretty much how you can heal. Honestly, the first thing first is knowing that there's a problem. The second thing is admitting the problem. That is, you are not saying that this is from a point of maturity or trying to give excuses for it, but you are actually admitting it and taking ownership of them. Well, the third thing is identify the effect on you. When you've identified the effect on you, try to question yourself, evaluate the situation, look at what you could have done better, look at every single angle that you can look at, try to figure out what you can. Even if you can't figure out every piece of the puzzle, try to figure out a chunk of the puzzle. So that will help you as you move on to your next relationship or friendship. And lastly is act anti-emotions. When you feel like, when you've gotten to that wall and it looks like a wall, you look at it and move beyond it. Not just stop there and turn back, or stop there and look for the easiest way out, but look at it and try to go through it. Assume you're Dr. Strange, right? All right guys, that's all for today guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye bye.